we all know that you have to arrive on time at a museum if you want to view the exhibits, and I arrived at 15:59 and about 59 seconds. Last admission is 1600, so they very kindly let me in. The museum's run by a level 4 prison officer. It's really interesting. There's loads of different artifacts going from the past right the way through to the present. That's, for example, keys that have been made. That's an escape rope made out of sheets. Mobile phones, I won't go into that. But there's loads of interesting features. One of the things I learned was it actually was used for the American Civil War prisoners. So there's one for people from the States. French Napoleonic War prisoners was there. It's a bit of a slightly black museum showing some of the weapons that have been manufactured by the inmates over the years as well. These are all ones that obviously have been confiscated by the officers. Note that you've got things like double blades in a tool to make it harder for the person to be stitched up. There's some tattoo guns, for example, as well. It's illegal to have a tattoo in prison. Not to actually have it, but to have it done in prison. So, of course, being law-abiding citizens that these people generally will be, they go ahead and break the rules. Yeah, it's a really interesting place. I wholeheartedly recommend it. And the officer who runs it does so, I believe, in his own time. And he's very knowledgeable and actually tells you loads of bits and pieces, and he's done his own individual research. It's a site that we don't see, many of us, thankfully. And it's a world that we hopefully won't inhabit ourselves. You have to remember that this really was for the worst criminals at one stage down here in Dartmoor. So people from all over the country would have been here. Some people escaped. You've seen the escape bits. That's contraband that's been brought in and done how it's been done. But yeah, you get all sorts of interesting stories there. There's even artwork from the prisoners themselves, and it's a thoroughly interesting insight into that world that we don't inhabit. And to be frank with you, it's probably not a world I'd want to inhabit myself. It's well worth a visit. I can't remember how much it cost, but it wasn't very expensive. It is a lot bigger than it looks, and it is on 2 levels, just so you know. It's got so much history there. I certainly would say, as I said, had no idea we had prisoners of war from the American Civil War there. That was just totally beyond me. Obviously, things like the Napoleonic War make sense, but not the Civil War. This is a mock-up of an old cell, by the way, and look at that for a door. That's a proper door, that is. Yeah, it provides a really interesting insight. The history there is phenomenal. And there's even war graves there that are tended to and maintained. I didn't get time to go and actually have a look and pay my respects to where they are, but that's been done between the US and the UK. There's some real notorious people that have been there. I'm not going to mention any names, but it's, that you will see them on some of the lists. Names that many of us of a certain age will be familiar with. Let's just say that. And I was talking to the guy who runs the prison museum, and we were discussing one of the famous escapees that was the urban myth, shall we say, down in London sort of area where we came from, is that the person who escaped was sprung out of Dartmoor by the craze. only to be murdered, and the rumours of where his remains were include under the part of the concrete of the West Bay, big flyover in London, and all sorts of comments like that. However, this officer has done lots of research, and there's a good possibility that things are not quite as they seem. I'm not going to spoil it for you because it's worth going there to actually have a look and read the documentation. Certainly was most fascinating. How can I put most fascinating story? And the research that was done was really quite interesting. And it goes to show how some of these criminals, how widespread their interests were. I'll say no more than that, but it's very good, very interesting. But yeah, that's what a cell would look like. Not a particularly pleasant experience. There we go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed looking at that. I thoroughly enjoyed it, I have to say. And worth a visit. It's not expensive. And I would wholeheartedly recommend you, if you're in that neck of the woods, to pop down there. A lot more time than I did. Really big thanks to the officers that run it. Well, I've just had a really interesting look, far too short look, I have to say, because I hadn't got time before they closed. But a really interesting look at the prison museum. Wholeheartedly recommend it, and I'd like to say thank you to the chap that very kindly let me in. Right, so now we go back to the campsite, get some shelter and get some food on, I would think. Oh no, it's a bit early for food yet. Maybe a cup of coffee and a biscuit or something. I don't know whether the camera's picking this up, but my word, it's fantastic views. I don't know how far I can see, but it's miles. It's more 10 tour walkers. So today's total is going to be somewhere in the region of about 320 miles. Doing just over 80 to the gallon. You can't knock that, can you? Now for a bit of errors, if you said 320 miles but doing 80 to the gallon, I'd be satisfied. Weather over that way doesn't look too great. Still, I haven't got far to go to get to me campsite. So this will be very much a case of get in there, get the tent up as quick as possible, I think. Saw him earlier. I expect I'll sleep well tonight. This is the arrival at the Tavistock Camping and Caravan Club site. It is absolutely superb. It was faultless. The managers that run it, really friendly, couldn't have been more accommodating to me, and the site is clean, it's kept beautifully, it's got some superb washroom facilities for those of us who turn up without those. Yeah, it absolutely, I couldn't fault it in any way, shape or form. Booking was simple using the app, and it was a thoroughly 100% 5-star service all round. That big white building you can see in front is actually the washrooms and also for washing up facilities. Absolutely pristine it was superb. I can't praise it enough. Nathan Millwood, your advice about Crocs was invaluable. They are an excellent addition to the camping equipment. This is my camping location. Fantastic, isn't it, eh? Secluded, peaceful, wonderful. My bike's on hard standing a little while away. Hopefully you can hear what I mean when I talk about the bloody birds. So it's about 7 o'clock at night. I'm holed up here. I need to sort the bed out. A very, very nice campsite. It's not exactly busy, as you can see. I do hope you can hear the birds singing. So I'm now here for the night. Hopefully no one spotted me on the way down. I spent an interesting few minutes at the Dartmoor Prison Museum. Really good. I've taken a few stills. I think I might have even had a little bit of video in there, which I'll be including in a bit. So I'm now settling down for the night, and hopefully the next time you'll see me will be tomorrow morning, when we will be hopefully surprising Mr. Saddlebags. Hopefully no one spilt the beans that I'm here. I was a bit worried coming down past Exeter, Weston-super-Mare, etc. That there might be other people coming down this direction who might actually have spotted me, but let's just hope I've got away with it, because it would be nice to surprise him. Right, see you tomorrow. Bye. Morning. It's the start of day 2 of my miniature Cornish adventure. I'm still in Devon. It's been raining in the night. The noise outside has been horrendous. If anyone thought the Dragon Rally was bad for all its bodily noises, the bird noises outside from 4 o'clock this morning, horrendous. So much so that I got up, had a cup of coffee, and listened to them. It was really nice, actually, to be honest. It was a beautiful sound. contrast to the Dragon Rally, where the sounds weren't quite so pleasant. And the birds are still in good voice at the moment. Right, I think I better get up, get dressed, and let's go off to the Saddlebag Social Ride. See you in a bit. I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up. You can see how the water's been there. So you can see it's rained. Not like glorious Wales. It's got rain here. Ridiculous. Never mind, eh?